I have a 1-800 number also listed there, 1-800-713-4439, that you can call for any questions. I also have my email address down there in case you have any other questions also. We encourage you to come in and apply. We really do need you very much. The students really need you in the classroom. From the people that I talk to, it's a very rewarding career, and also one that's also very flexible for you and your lifestyle. Again, if you have any questions, please get a hold of me and I'll be glad to help you. And I hope you have a good day.
So Steve, my mistake, I didn't press one of the buttons, so I'm going to go back and just review a couple of the slides for people.
Sure.
So just give me a second here so people can actually see some of these slides. So these are the slides, guys. I do apologize for that. That was my bad. Lots of buttons on these things, let me tell you. So these are the positions and all of the information that Steve went through with you guys regarding that. And then so you guys know, at the end of this event, you will get a copy of the PowerPoint slide and a recording of this. So I do apologize again for not getting this up so that you could see all the slides right away from the beginning. But Steve did go through all of this information with you, and you will get a copy of all of this at the end of this event via email. So when you registered for this, you provided us with an email address, and you will get a copy of all of this information. So just so that you're aware of that, I do apologize. Do we have any questions for Steve from the job seekers who are with us today? Let me give them a couple of minutes. Steve, one of the questions that I was thinking about as you were talking is because you guys put substitute teachers and paraprofessionals in all sorts of different schools, who dictates, or I shouldn't say who dictates, but what kind of precautions are you using during the pandemic? I mean, I would assume that you guys have your own sort of protocols in place for COVID-19, but I'm also well aware of the fact that the schools also have their protocols and things like that. So how does that work with your employees?
We definitely follow what the school district is doing. So it depends if the school district is in person or if they're doing hybrid or if they're online, because we do have some of our subs that might work online also. We don't advertise that way because, again, with our school districts, it really varies with what's happening. So any of the protocols that are happening in the school districts is what we follow first and foremost. So in some school districts, you know, they're meeting only certain days a week live, and then they're going online. And so the subs would be coming in, and they could be helping either in the school, or they could be possibly doing some online work. So that, yeah, it's a good question, because I get people who are kind of questionable about if they really want to do this or not because of COVID-19. So the best thing I would say is to work with the school district, you know, like you know, St. Cloud, Sartell, I can't talk this morning, Sartell, St. Stephen's, SSS, if I can figure it out, and some of the ones that we have in the area, and just work with them as far as what they're doing. I know the schools we work with are taking great precautions as far as cleaning is concerned, distancing is concerned for their students, and so on and so forth. So I would be definitely working with that school district that you're going to be with for COVID-19 precautions.
Right, and I do know that a couple of the schools have been hiring extra staff to come in and clean after hours, and doing some part-time extra hiring for part-time extra custodial staff to kind of keep that in place and stuff. So that's good to know. I mean, I'm just kind of curious how that's working with, you know, you have one employer, but you're working for another employer. So, you know, who takes precedent and how does that work together? Right. Those sorts of things.
Yeah, because when you sign up for Teachers on Call, depending on your area, like around here, we have Corey, Sartell, St. Cloud, and I can't remember who else I have this morning, but there's like 3 or 4 school districts around the area, and you can sign up for as many school districts as you want, pretty much. We have like 5 or more. So again, if you're working at Sartell one day, then you're going to make sure to check in with Sartell. to make sure to see what they're doing for COVID-19. Same thing with St. Cloud, same thing with Corey, whoever you're working with, because they may be at a different phase, and different place as far as those three options are concerned.
And every day is a new day.
Yes, it is. And we have school districts, you're right, Kelly, because we've got school districts that started out in person, then they had some COVID-19 cases, now they're online.
Right.
And some are hybrid, and some have been successful with in-person so far. So it is a day-by-day basis. Yeah.
So I completely get that. So, all righty. So any questions, guys? I'm not seeing any in the Q&A box now. So, all right. It looks like we are good to go with the Q&A box. Mickey, did you make it into the room okay?
I did. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you okay.
Perfect.
All right.
Thanks for
So
having me today.
not a problem. I'm going to go ahead and get you started with your information if you're ready to go.
All right, sounds great.
Your slide is up.
All right. Okay, perfect. Well, so I'm here representing Minnesota Reading and Math Corps. So I've been working with them since this January. I'm a recruiter with them. My first experience with the organization was actually serving as a math enrichment tutor back in the 2014-2015 school year. So I do know the program really well. I'm very passionate about what we do for our communities. And since then, I was able to finish my degree in English, and I've been working for several years in the education and nonprofit sector. So Reading Corps and Math Corps are actually part of AmeriCorps, which is a national service organization that seeks to identify social needs in the communities across the country and provide solutions to them using the power of our service members. So Minnesota Reading and Math Corps are actually the largest AmeriCorps program in the nation. And we exist to help students build their foundational skills and increase their confidence in reading and math. So our tutors work really intentionally with students who need that extra boost to meet their milestones, targeting students who are falling just below the grade level and building those fundamental skills in reading and math. So Reading Corps places tutors in schools to work with students to reach grade level proficiency in literacy by the end of 3rd grade. While Math Corps places tutors in schools to work with students to reach algebra readiness by the end of 8th grade. These benchmarks are all proven markers that can have an impact in high school graduation rates as well as success in college or career and beyond. So that's kind of our big mission and what we do. We place tutors in schools. So you can head to the next slide. Thank you. Just to note, our tutors, because they are AmeriCorps members, we might refer to them as members or tutors. Just know that that's the same thing, and we're talking about our tutors there. So on the next slide, I'm just kind of talking a little bit more in depth about the difference between the Minnesota Reading Corps and Math Corps. So we've got a couple different main options. Kind of our staple is going to be our K-3 program. So our elementary literacy tutors work with students in kindergarten through 3rd grade. You would pull the students out of their classroom one-on-one for 20 minutes a day using our scripted reading interventions, which are designed to build those foundational literacy skills. So you do see that same student at the same time each week. So it's a really good chance to get to know each of your students, kind of build that relationship with them, and you really get to see them grow and progress as they move through the program. So it's a very rewarding opportunity to really see the difference that you're making in a kid's life. Then in Reading Corps, we also do offer a pre-K model. It's a little different from K-3, where they're pulling students out of their classroom to work with them 20 minutes a day. The pre-K tutors are actually embedded in a preschool classroom, working alongside that classroom teacher to support the students throughout the day. So you would help with various classroom activities and just making sure that that foundational learning is happening in every spare moment throughout the day. Keep those kiddos learning. And then there is some of that time devoted as well to that one-on-one tutoring sessions. And the teacher would help identify which students might need that help. And so then that portion of the day would be very similar to the K-3, where you're working one-on-one with those, what we call reading interventions. So you've got your K-3 and your pre-K in Reading Corps. Then in Math Core, you're actually working with students in 4th through 8th grade. Again, the goal is to get students algebra ready by the end of 8th grade, because that will really set them up for success in high school, which will then set them up for success whether they choose to go to college or start a career, what have you. The tutor would work, instead of one-on-one, you'd be working with pairs of students, and you pull them from their class for a total of 90 minutes a week. At those grade levels, it's a little different from the elementary schools, so you might not be able to get them for 20 minutes consistently each day, so it might be a half-hour chunk 3 days a week, something like that. But the goal is to get each of these students extra 90 minutes a week of help with their math. So all of these interventions that we use in both Reading Core and Math Core are very scripted, so we provide all of the training for you that you need. Anyone can be successful at it. Whether you think you're good at math or not, you can do Math Core because we set you up with all that training. If you've never worked with elementary kids, we set you up with all that training so you can be successful. So we have a very robust training program, so no one needs to worry about that. All right, we can head to the next slide then. So here, I just wanted to talk. Oh, sorry.
I was just letting you know you're there.
Okay, perfect. It's a little slower on my end. So I just wanted to talk about the requirements for the job and what we're looking for in an AmeriCorps member or a reading or math tutor, and then how to apply. And just a little bit more about the positions and benefits as well. So we offer 3 different kind of positions, and this is based on the hourly commitment you're willing to make. At serving as a member with AmeriCorps, you are committing to your year of service, which typically starts from August and runs through June, but we do have various start dates throughout the year. So obviously we passed a couple of them, but we are still hiring to kind of fill some of those spots still. So the full-time position, we are looking for 35 hours per week. The part-time position, we'd be looking for 25 hours a week. And we have a reduced part-time position, which is 18 hours a week, which can offer a little bit more flexibility for students or parents or someone looking to work part-time. And the benefits are actually scaled to which hourly commitment you're wanting to make. These positions, these hours are during school hours, during the school week. Some people wonder if perhaps it's an after-school program or something like that. We are putting tutors in school to help kids during those school hours. So that full-time position, you would receive a biweekly stipend of $650. These are before taxes, just so you're aware. But that would be your pay every 2 weeks. And then one of the great benefits of serving with AmeriCorps is at the end of your year of service, once you've completed your hours, you're eligible for an education award, which you can put towards anything education related. If you have student loans you're paying off, you can help pay those down. If you're planning on going to school, taking any classes, you can use that for future tuition. And that money would be available to you for up to 7 years if you're not thinking you'll use it right away. Additionally, any members who are 55 years or older at the start of their service term would be able to pass that along to a child or grandchild if that would be preferable. So that's a really great benefit. For full-time, the education award at the end of the year is going to be $3,097. So then all of our members, as you can see on that chart there, are eligible for loan forbearance and interest repayment on any qualified federal loans. We know that student loans can be a big financial barrier to service. So we do let you put those on hold while you're serving, which is another really great benefit. Then for full-time members only, you would be eligible for our individual health insurance plan and child care reimbursements if needed. So that's kind of our big benefit package. Then as you can see for part-time, the stipend and the education award do kind of scale down to the commitment that you're making. So $455 for the 25-hour position and the education award of $2360. And then for the reduced part-time position, $324 every 2 weeks. And then the education award is $1638 at the end of your year. The basic minimum requirements for service with AmeriCorps is that you must be an adult, fluent in English, and you must have either a high school diploma or equivalent, a GED, and then you must be a U.S. citizen or lawful permanent resident. So those are just kind of the basic requirements. Beyond that, we like to say there are not a lot of requirements or qualifications because we think anyone can be successful at this job and make a difference in kids' lives. We do provide, as I said, all of that training to make anyone successful. But we are looking for someone who is committed. Our students in schools really rely on our tutors to stay committed for the whole school year or the service term, so whatever your start date is through the end of the year, to ensure that your caseload of students make the progress they need. The students are really relying on that commitment and that support, and it's really tough to fill those positions if we do have someone leave partway through the year. So looking for someone who's very committed. Adaptability is very important. The school atmosphere can be chaotic, especially this year, and schedule changes at the last minute might happen, or the lessons you'll be delivering will be new to you and they'll take some practice, but again, we offer that training. But you'll just need to be adaptable to help the kids be successful, and you have to be up for that rewarding challenge. And then we do really look for people who are coachable. You do have a lot of, on top of the training, a lot of support staff behind you. You'll have 2 different coaches who will give you regular corrective feedback in your tutoring to make sure that you're delivering the scripted interventions correctly. But that means it's important to be open to improving your skills in this role and really learn from the experts. And they're all just there to be really supportive and make you the best you can be. Because again, it's all about the students. And then finally, we're really looking for people who are very organized. Depending on the hours commitments you make, you'd be tutoring anywhere between 8 and 20 different students with specific individual needs regarding reading and math. So you'll be managing a lot of documents and information for each student you have. So you'll be set up with paper folders and filing cabinet, as well as online data tracking system, which we would provide training for, but that's how you'll kind of chart their scores and all of that. Then you can apply at readingandmath.net. If you visit our website, you'll be able to find lots of extra info, and then that will actually have the application right there for you. We have over 1,500 sites across Minnesota, so we have a lot of need in the St. Cloud area and the surrounding cities, but we also do have areas all across the state. So on the application, you can search through our schools and apply to a specific site in your region. So you can kind of look at all the different schools we work with, and we'll work with you to find a position that's the best fit for you on the site. So don't worry if you have applied and said, oh, maybe I'd like this other school better. Our recruiters will definitely work with you to find the best placement for you. And you can upload a resume as part of your application, but it's not required. There is just kind of a form to fill out. Then after you apply, you will be prompted to schedule a phone interview with a recruiter like myself. And during this 30-minute phone interview, we'll just learn a little bit more about your background and experience and give you a more thorough explanation of the position in our programs. From there, you'll have a final interview, which would take place with a recruiter, a program manager in the area, and sometimes someone from this school will join in on that as well. So then we do have multiple start dates, as I mentioned, through our recruitment cycle. So we had one in August and September. So our next start date is going to be November 1st, and then we have our last one on January 10th. So there's still time, like I said, to jump in and start tutoring and making a difference in kids' lives. To be able to pop onto the website, if you have any questions, on that first slide, I did leave my personal email so that you can contact me directly. I am the recruiter in the St. Cloud area. But if you do have any other kind of broader questions, you can email myself or that recruitment@servetogrow.org email address at the bottom there, or call that number for any more info. So if you have any more questions, feel free to reach out and we'll definitely connect you. All right, I think that's it for me. I can kind of open it up to questions.
Well, thanks, Mickey. Actually, you answered the question that came in for you. It was, is there an option of the school district you want to work for? And I think you answered that by saying, yeah, they could kind of pick out which school districts they thought were going to be the best fit for them. So I appreciate that you
absolutely
kind of did that. So with COVID-19 going on too, are you finding it difficult to find people who are willing to go into the schools because of the situation we're finding right now, or is it?
Yeah, actually, we're having a really awesome year. We've been blown away by just the outpouring of support and people wanting to serve the community and help out in any way they can. So actually, we've seen increased applications, which is very exciting. But we're still looking for more people to fill those spots. Because we as an organization are very committed to moving forward and helping our schools, and more importantly, our students, who are probably going to need all that extra help even more than ever this year. So we are very committed to working with our sites and our students. And so basically, what some of the changes we've made is this year we moved all of our training online. We used to have people come down to the cities for a few days to attend a conference. But to keep everyone safe and healthy, we've developed a new online learning management system. So that kind of gets you started. And then we're working really closely with our schools. All of our members will be trained in on and expected to follow any safety protocols that the schools have in place. And then we do have a variety of options of how our members can serve, dependent on what each school district is doing. So if they are in person, that's great, and we'll have you at the site and using those safety precautions and kind of adapting to that. If they're hybrid or even fully distance learning, we do have options for how our members can get involved with that, either tutoring virtually, assisting classroom teachers with their distance learning efforts, or even some of our tutors have been helping with emergency relief efforts that schools are doing, like childcare for healthcare workers and meal distribution, because a lot of our families still really rely on school lunch to feed their families. And that's something really important that schools are still doing, and we're able to help out with as well. So we're kind of really a lot more adaptable this year, and trying to figure out just what ways we can help. And our tutors have been really effective in that regard.
That's awesome. All right. Well, I wanted to give the Central Minnesota Boys and Girls Club an opportunity. Unfortunately, they were not able to present today. She emailed me early this morning to inform me that she is ill, and so was not able to come online with us. But wanted to give them an opportunity to let them just have their moment here, since they did want to participate in today's event. But the St. Cloud Boys and Girls Club is located here in St. Cloud, Minnesota, and they do have a lot of opportunities for people to work with children who are needing assistance. And during the COVID time, they do also have precautions and things that they're doing. And I am going to try, we'll see if this works or not. It doesn't look like it's going to let me do this. So let me see if I can get this. Bear with me, guys, while I try this and see if I can figure this out. I am going to try and share a video link with you here. If I can get it to work. Here we go.
Since 1974, Boys and Girls Clubs of Central Minnesota has always been about coming together. We've been here to support the families of our community and to do whatever it takes to give every kid a chance at a great future. Now we're facing an unprecedented challenge, and while we may not all be able to come together in the same way that we're used to, in many ways we are coming together like never before, because we mean what we say when we say Boys and Girls Club does whatever it takes to build great futures. When the coronavirus hit our home state and Governor Walz announced the statewide closure of schools, we partnered with our local school districts to launch Boys and Girls Club's Emergency Services Child Care Program. The next morning, we opened 3 sites to serve youth in grades K through 6 in the St. Cloud, Sauk Rapids, Rice, and Sartell St. Stephen school districts. Boys and Girls Club staff worked alongside school paraprofessionals to provide fun, engaging programs and distance learning curriculum to ensure academic success when kids couldn't be in the classroom with their teachers. We reopened Kid Stop and Club programs for the summer using CDC and MDH safety requirements, and we are providing fall programming models for youth after school, during distance learning, and hybrid learning. Boys and Girls Club is also doing whatever it takes to curb hunger for kids during the COVID-19 crisis. We are so thankful that our schools met kids' needs for breakfast and lunch during the school year, but nearly 100% of kids served by Boys and Girls Club are food insecure, and the need for an afternoon snack and dinner is great. Therefore, club staff started a grab-and-go mobile meal distribution program for families at the Southside, Roosevelt, and Eastside clubs on Mondays and Thursdays, providing about 5,000 supersized snacks and dinners per week during COVID-19. Club professionals are doing whatever it takes to connect with youth they can't see in person during the pandemic. This means scheduling Zoom meetings to play games and conduct art classes, making phone calls to check up on youth, and even building a virtual club filled with videos, activities, and challenges designed to keep kids busy and connected even when they are at home. Yes, the world is a different place right now, but Boys and Girls Club is still coming together with great partners to meet the needs of the young people in our community. Because right now, whatever it takes means supporting our front lines by providing a safe place for their children, ensuring they continue to move forward in their education, getting meals out to kids in need, and connecting with youth both in person and virtually. Boys and Girls Club does whatever it takes to bring hope to this community.
All right. So that's just a video link that they sent over to us from the Boys and Girls Club, and I wanted to share that with you as it says a little bit about the Boys and Girls Club and what they're about and what they're doing during COVID. And so I wanted to give that information to you. They do have some openings right now for their youth development staff, where you're working with academic success, social recreation, arts and crafts, outdoor environment, and physical education for their club members, so with their youth. They have a check-in monitor position. They have also some inclusion specialists, so you're working with individuals who have maybe some higher needs and helping them be successful in their Kid Stop programming. They also have an assistant program manager providing some supervision and guidance and role modeling for their staff and volunteers. And then they've also got another web link in the PowerPoint that I'll be sending out to you guys if you want to hear some employee testimonial opportunities or some employee testimonials from staff that work there. So kind of wanted just to give them a moment there to for you to hear about their opportunities, because they're a great organization too. And unfortunately, like I said, Anne was sick and wasn't able to join us. So, but in addition to that, I wanted to let you guys know about opportunities here at Career Force. Career Force has been doing a lot of work with virtual services. And because we're still close to the public, we have not been sitting around waiting. We have done a lot of things in getting stuff out to you guys virtually. In addition to all of the virtual career fairs and workshops, we have joined forces with Coursera. Coursera is an online virtual services, virtual training option that provides free career-focused training through a variety of university and colleges, things like the University of Illinois, the U of M, Yale is in there, Harvard is in there, all sorts of different colleges and universities providing career-focused training. And this is an online free training opportunity for people who live in the state of Minnesota. So you can go to careerforcemn.com/Coursera. And you can cruise through that catalog, see what's in there. I know I was able to find leadership training in there. I know there's training on computer classes in there, communication classes. I was able to find some human resource classes in there. I know one of our guys was taking some security computer classes in there. So lots of opportunities there. For some of you, you may be already working with the dislocated worker program or maybe vocational rehabilitation services, but these are two wonderful programs that we offer through Career Force, where you get a little bit more one-on-one services from one of our staff to possibly look at maybe longer term training. You know, whether you have to finish up a college degree or maybe you want to look at something that's going to cost a little bit of money, some of those sorts of things. And so these are great opportunities to check out to see whether or not you might be eligible for those programs. For those of you who have served in the military, we want to thank you for your service. We appreciate what you've done for us. And we have staff here to work with you specifically. So we have Tony and Mark and Luis and Shane, and they're our veterans team, and they have all sorts of resources available for you to help you get back to work. And so if you are a veteran and you need some help, please give us a call and we will definitely get you connected with one of those vet guys. Virtual services, workshops, career fairs. If you need to talk with one of our staff, we are able to connect with you via one-on-one services, whether that's by the phone, through Skype, Zoom, Microsoft Teams. A few of us here in the office have iPhones, so we're able to connect with you through FaceTime. It's a matter of you reaching out and letting us know that's what you need, and that's what we're here for. And as always, we are still posting all of our jobs on minnesotaworks.net. So please continue to check that website for your job opportunities. Career Force MN is our new platform, and this is where you're going to find all of these resources available to you. So Steve and Mickey, do you guys have any last words that you would like to share with our job seekers before we sign off for the day?
Basically, we have opportunities right now. So this would be a great time for you to apply to become a substitute teacher or paraprofessional, and we'd love to have you on board with Teachers on Call.
Mickey?
Excellent. Yeah, I'll second that. We have plenty of positions open, as I said, around the St. Cloud area, as well as Sauk Rapids, Sartell. We have a lot of need in Foley. They're a new site this year, so we're really excited to place some tutors there. So we have lots of positions open. Deadline to apply for that November 1st start date is October 14th. So check out our website and we'd love to talk to you.
All right. Well, thank you, Steve and Mickey, for joining us today. Sorry for the couple of technology errors there, you guys. I'll get working on those so I get better at some of this stuff. But thank you for joining us this morning. As I said, things were recorded, so I will send that recording and PowerPoint slides out to you guys here within the next couple of days, so you will have that for review. And have a great rest of your day. If you have any questions, you'll have my email here shortly, so you'll be able to have that for follow-up. All right. Have a great day, you guys, and thanks for joining us.
Have a good day, Kelly.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for having us. Bye.